It's Virtual Vikings Game Plan. We continue. Cy Amundson, Ron Johnson, Paul Allen, and we get to Matt Patricia, coach of the Detroit Lions. The Patricia way, the Patriots way, comes from New England. A bunch of expats continue to join. We have Duron Harmon, Danny Shelton, Jamie Collins, Trey Flowers last year. The Patriots way with Patricia and the Lions. Cy, what do you think of Matt Patricia, the head coach?
You can't work at Burger King for 10 years and then get a manager's job at McDonald's and start selling Whoppers. And that's what I think of the Patriots way. It works in New England because Bill Belichick has the credibility of one of the greatest coaches in the history of football. So that discipline, that no fun, no sass, like the seriousness works there because people buy into Belichick. It's not working in Detroit with Patricia. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have an influence from your coaching tree, but look at guys like McVay and Shanahan. You see their influence, but they bring their own culture and their own approach and their own mentality. Him trying to have that serious culture in Detroit is difficult for players. I mean, Richard Sherman said it at the Super Bowl. He said he turned down more guaranteed money in Detroit to play in San Francisco because he didn't want to deal with that intensity. He liked to have fun. And I think that's going to keep being the case. He's not Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I agree with that, Cy. And you brought up culture. And so, Karis, I have the paddles behind me. I mean, PJ Fleck brought Roll the Boat to Minnesota, but he did not bring any of the Western Michigan stuff. I mean, imagine him going back to Western Michigan talking about Sky Uma. It doesn't work. And so with Matt Patricia, I totally agree. I mean, you look at Detroit, you have Motown, you have all this stuff that he can kind of build off of and create his own kind of culture. They're not really feeling this like it's my way or the highway. I'm going to have a hoodie on and then call a reporter sloppy. You know, that stuff doesn't fly in Detroit. When you win 9 Super Bowls or 8 Super Bowls or whatever Belichick has, you can do that stuff because it's proven. Patricia hasn't proven anything yet, so he's going to have to come up with his own culture before it swallows him whole and he's fired.
Okay, each of you please identify an under-the-radar Vikings player you think is going to have a good to fantastic season, a player many are not talking about. We need a name, we need a why, and we begin with Mr. Amundson.
Ooh, I love this question. I'm going to Eric Wilson. I think he gets overlooked because we have 2 stud linebackers, but he can play both inside and out. We know Zimmer is going to bring some new interesting looks going into the season. And if you look back on last year, he got the chance to start 6 games, 38 tackles, 5 for a loss, and 3 sacks, I believe. If you extrapolate that out across a 16-game season, it's 101 tackles, 8 sacks, 13 tackles for a loss, something like that. Those are top tier numbers across the board for this team. And then you add in the fact that he's in a contract year and really has everything to play for. He's a guy that I'm really looking to have a solid year.
So Wilson's off the table, main man. Who do you have and why?
Well, I got to rip that out because I had Eric Wilson. I'm going to have to go offense. BC Johnson. So you're not going to want to move Justin Jefferson too much. If he's comfortable in the slot, let's leave him in the slot. So now you're going to need a guy outside like a BC who played last year, who knows the plays, who's comfortable with Kirk. I think BC's a guy that gets some solid numbers. I mean, when Thielen went out with the hamstring or the leg against the Lions, BC stepped up. And so I think he's a guy that knows the system and can step up again this year.
The rookie KJ Osborne, he can play. He can really play. You're going to notice him on special teams, and his route running is getting better. We're here to watch Irv Smith Jr. Love it. Kyle Rudolph, great equity guy. Don't forget Tyler Conklin. Got better last year. Conklin is having an awesome camp. This guy, Hercules Mataafa. You know why? They need pass rush from the 3 technique spot. He's bigger, he's stronger, and he's still fast. Keep that in mind. Hercules Mataafa. For Cy Amundson and Ron Johnson, I'm Paul Allen. That's Vikings game plan. The NFC North has been previewed. Let's get this regular season going soon.